And some people have said, is it limited? The answer is, this is a launch box. When it's gone, it's gone. This is designed for the true fans of Warhammer 40,000 who are hyped for a new edition of the game. So there's lots of them. You will be able to get your hands on one if you want one. But there's lots of them. You will be able to get your hands on one if you want one. But you will be able to get your hands on one if you want one.
Hello and welcome. This is probably the third video I've made on this Indomitus box set, and hopefully the last. And it's actually the third time I've tried to record this because I'm an idiot and failed a few times. But I sort of, in one sense, want to slightly defend Games Workshop, but I do think there's definitely room for improvement from Games Workshop, and from our behaviour as customers perhaps. So let's start at the start. Games Workshop, you may have seen, they said if you wanted to buy an Indomitus box set, you'd be able to. Or somebody from Games Workshop on a live stream said that, and I scoured the Twitch stream last night. That was not true, right? But for me, let's talk about lying, right? It's not lying, you might say, is telling something that's not true. But for me, intent is way more important than that. If somebody's deliberately misleading you rather than like accidentally misleading you, if I say to Katie, yes, I'll put out the bin, but then I hurt myself and I can't do it. Like, I didn't really lie to her. I was, my morality-wise and moral-wise, whatever you want to say, is fine. But, if I say I'm going to put out the bin and then I'm like, I'm not going to put out the bin, ha 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 ha, like, then obviously I'm in the wrong. And I do think we have to give the benefit of the doubt to Games Workshop here. They probably designed this box at least a year ago, probably a year and a half ago, and they probably printed it over 6 months ago. They, in all good conscience, probably thought they were making the right number. They have to take a run at it. They do a print run and they say that's the number, that's fine, we'll do that. They've underestimated it, I think. I don't think this is exactly what they would have wanted. Generally, if your customers want to buy your product but they can't buy it, that's often a problem. So I think we can say to Games Workshop, they thought, well, you can see that on the website. They were like, you're going to be able to buy 6, and then you're going to be able to buy 3, and then in the US it was like, you can only buy 1. So they underestimated it, and COVID may have played into the hand of that because, maybe the Warhammer fans increased when everybody was stuck at home. Nothing to do with paint miniatures. So let's give the Games Workshop the benefit of the doubt. I don't think this is necessarily intentional, but that's possibly the only benefit of the doubt I'm giving them. Suffice to say, as a business, you are entitled to do essentially whatever you want, and it's within legal and moral conditions. I can't say moral properly. Moral considerations. You're allowed to do whatever you want. So if you want to do limited editions, that's fine. If you want to, they could have sold this box for 200 quid and just been like, we're only making 10. Like, if they really wanted to, but that profit-wise, that wouldn't have been very good. But they can do whatever they want, even if it's some things that's slightly not great for the customer. Their main considerations are their stakeholders, shareholders, whatever they are, and as long as they're happy, Games Workshop happy, that generally means making profit. So their goal is to make profit, and we respect that. However, your customers are important. Obviously, because they're the ones making you the profit, in a sense. They're the ones giving you their money. If you annoy them enough, they won't buy your products. Now, this will have annoyed some customers. I think we could already see that. If you have customers who are trying to give you money and they can't do that, they will have been annoyed a little bit. It's all right to say you can do limited editions, that's fine. Once they're gone, they're gone. But, you have to balance that with the people who are going to miss out and how they're going to feel. Will they then buy the next box set? What they could do for the next box set, they might be like, oh, well, we sold, 500,000 of them last time, we'll print 1 million of them this time, and then all the people who didn't buy the previous one are like, I ain't buying this one, I'm annoyed. Now that's not happening because we're all addicted to the grey plastic, but in theory that could happen. Your customers are important, but Games Workshop are entitled to do what they want, and it's up to us or the community as a whole to decide where to spend your money and why to spend your money and stuff like that. So I do think Games Workshop more recently have they've slightly abused the FOMO marketing. Now, I do think that actually, I'm less convinced that they did FOMO marketing with this Indomitus box set, because you wouldn't normally like underproduce if you're going to do FOMO, because your marketing strategy is to get people to buy them all, but if you don't make enough for everybody who's bought them all, then the strategy was pointless in the first place. So I think you wouldn't generally do the two together, is what I'm saying. So that makes me think that they just underestimated the popularity of the box. So there's that. But they did it with Sisters of Battle, Prophecy of the Wolf. I think it's a little bit, they're fine to do it, but it's a little bit on the nose to keep doing it. I think it's unusual in wargaming as well to have like your release with your box with a new edition to be the one where it's like, this is limited and it's going out of stock. And then like what other companies would do is you have like a limited edition and then your normal box. And what Games Workshop are doing is they're probably doing their normal box, but they've not announced it yet. And it comes back to, I think Games Workshop right now that people can't buy the product and you've got peeved off customers, they really either need to announce a second print run, which I don't think is necessarily going to happen, or they need to announce like the Start Collecting boxes, the First Strike boxes, the actual starter set. They need something now to satisfy the customers who couldn't buy the product. But I do think we need to, it's worth keeping track to see how often this limited print runs gets made. But then again, this print run was done months and months ago. They definitely didn't know how many they were going to need. But yeah, I do think they're possibly abusing it a little bit. Then the scalpers, right? You've got, they thought they were going to sell 6, then 3, then 1. Really, it should just be 1 from the offset, I think, and then you can always increase the numbers later. I was watching Varak, he was saying, best way to stop scalpers is to not buy from them, but even he admits, people want the box set, people are going to buy it, get it any way they can. So 1 per person is really the best method they can do, but there's probably ways of getting around that, make multiple accounts, multiple addresses, whatever. So these probably people smarter than me need to figure a way of sorting out scalpers. However, we can say to Games Workshop, your website probably needs to be better. It shouldn't really be crashing. You're going to get an absolute increase in demand. It's not unexpected. It's unusual, but it's not unexpected. Yeah, so we could probably improve the website. So I'm critical of Games Workshop in some senses, but I'm not necessarily one of these people who think Games Workshop are pure evil or bad or do everything bad intentionally, but I'm also not one of the people who think that they're beyond criticism, but just because they're a business that we can't criticize them. That also doesn't really make sense to me. There's a middle ground, I think, so we have to appreciate Games Workshop probably tried to, they did this box months and months ago, possibly a year ago, made the number, printed it, and underestimated it, right? If we accept that, then everything else seems less bad. Because just complaining about the marketing or the website, it's not really that bad. But the core problem is you've got customers who aren't happy, and I think Games Workshop really need to do something. I think the very start of this video is just incredibly unfortunate. Even the market research mustn't be good enough, because even then they thought they were going to have enough. They didn't. So it is what it is. I'm not trying to apologize for Games Workshop or anything like that, but I also think we just need to be a bit more, not a bit more rational, but people comment on my videos like, they're business, they can do whatever they want, and I 100% appreciate that, but that doesn't mean they're beyond criticism, but that doesn't mean we should criticize them for the wrong thing either. So have a most beautiful day. Goodbye.